Psy and Medusa, written by Torren and Auden Anderson, illustrated by Mariano Epperbaum. Psy trudged down the hall of his new school, his one large eye staring at the floor. Giants, centaurs, and flying horses passed him, but Psy was the only creature with a single eye. "I'm never going to fit in here," Psy mumbled. "What?" Psy bumped into Mark, the largest minotaur in the school. "Which way are you going, One Eye?" Mark said. "Sorry, I didn't see you," Psy said. "Can't you see with one eye?" Mark asked. As if on cue, Spy spotted Medusa heading towards them. That gave him an idea. He's been at school long enough to know about her powers. "I actually see something really cool over there," Sai said. "What do you mean?" Mark asked. He turned to look. He peered down the hall, made eye contact with Medusa, and instantly turned to stone. Then, without thinking, Sai met Medusa's yellow eyes. His thing tingled, and he looked down to his hands in dismay. To his surprise, however, he was still just Sai. "Ugh." Medusa turned someone to stone again. A student groaned. "Let's drag him to the nurse's office." A group gathered around and began to haul Mark off. Medusa, humiliated, burst into tears and ran away. Sai raced after Medusa. He had looked directly at her and had turned to stone. Outside, Sai found Medusa sitting at a picnic table, with her face buried in her hands. "Can I talk to you?" Sai asked. Medusa turned her head from Sai. "Go away if you don't want to be turned into a statue," she murmured. "You looked me in the eye, and I'm fine." Sai said. "That's not possible. Just ask the nurse. She had to turn 14 kids back to normal this year," Medusa said. "Trust me," Sai said. "Maybe it's because I only have one eye. I can't be turned to stone." Medusa slowly lowered her hand and peeked at Sai's one eye. Her face lit up. "It's a miracle. You don't know what it's like to not be able to look at anybody," she said. "I don't look at people anyway," Sai said. "The kids all stared at me. And Mark and the Minotaurs already called me one eye. Imagine having a head full of snakes," Medusa said. "Every day is a bad hair day for me." "I guess," Sai said, then paused for a moment. "The truth is, I don't see well, and I'm too embarrassed to wear my monocle. It's bad enough to only have one eye." Sai pulled a round glass piece on a long gold chain from his pocket. "How silly is this?" he said. Medusa giggled when she saw Sai peering through his monocle. "When I wear this thing, it makes me stand out even more," Sai said. "Can I see that for a second?" Medusa asked. "Sure," Sai said as he handed over the monocle. "I won't be using it anyway." The school bell rang, and Medusa patted Sai on his shoulder. "I like your one eye," Medusa said. "We need to get our 3 eyes over to shop class before we're late." Sai smiled. "Hey, shop class," he said. "That gives me an idea." For the next 2 weeks in shop class, Sai and Medusa sat at the back table together. Sai took measurements of Medusa's head. He used all the shop tools to build a visor that will keep her from turning people to stone. Finally, Sai polished to complete visor and handed it to Medusa. "Try it out," he said. Medusa slipped on the visor. Inside, a system of mirrors allowed her to look at people without making direct eye contact with anybody. Medusa cautiously approached the table next to them. The students peeked up and looked at her, and no one turned to stone. "This is amazing!" Medusa yelled. She walked around the room, staring each student in the face. "You did it, Sai," Medusa said with a beaming smile. She rushed back to her workstation and pulled Sai's monocle from a drawer. "I hope you don't mind, but I've been working on your monocle. It's sort of like a cool goggle now." She handed Sai the goggle. Medusa had wrapped the monocle with wire and attached it to a leather strap engraved with lightning bolts. "Wow," Sai said, slipping it over his head. "Thanks. Now, this I actually like to wear." "No problem," Medusa said. "Thank you for helping me out." The bell rang, and Medusa and Sai headed out for their special new eyewear. For the first time, neither of them stared at the ground.